Hi, it's Ronnie, and welcome to Christy's Beautiful Life 30 Days of Sketches, Round 18, where we all use a sketch as inspiration to create our layout. And today's layout, sketch, not layout, was created by Francis West, and it has like 3 triangles coming in, 2 pictures, and a title, and some embellishments. And this is the picture that I'm going to scrap. I did not have 2, I only have 1. And I'm going to have these very old Jolie's stickers. And this is my favorite things die is cell phone. And it has a big hashtag too. And then this is called the HUD, and it's by Paper Rose. And this is Diamond Press Alphas. And I'm going to use another set of alphas, and this is Waffle. Oh, is it Waffle House? Waffle something. And it makes the tile letters, and I'm showing the little banners too that you can cut out. I am going to back my HUD with the map there, and then I went ahead and backed this so I could just go ahead and start putting the layout together. My picture's kind of big, and I thought, do I really want it set in the middle covering all the triangles up? So I am going to have a bigger one on the right bottom and then the other 2 smaller. And that picture is of my nephew and great niece, and they were playing with the cell phone, and he did put this as his profile picture on Facebook, but they look so cute there that, of course, I had to scrap it. And I am just cutting off the excess here because I am going to use a couple of the other corners on my layout to have my 3 triangle looking things on there. Oh, I forgot to mention that the paper I'm using is Echo Park, and it's an old one. Jack and Jill, and this is the Jack version. And I had a bit of trouble with my Jolies. And they look at this. See, I just picked that up and it just grabbed a hold of that. Whereas the wheel, the bottom part of it stuck to the paper. I'm going to decide just leave it off because I couldn't get it on there straight. And watch me, I go to put that down, and I'm putting it down on top of the plastic. Yeah, so yeah, I was just fumbling around, but it's on there finally. And I'm still going to have trouble with another one later. I was trying to decide there how much and where I wanted to put this, and I thought I'd angle it kind of off center since I have the car there. And they're in the car playing with the cell phone and taking their photos together. I thought of this collection as soon as I seen the photo because I was trying to decide which one to use. And his shirt is kind of, the color of almost perfectly the color of that one stripe in the plaid there. And then I'm going to also use, well, I already did, I matted the photo with another one of that color that has cars all over it. I think tractors and stuff too. I think it has a variety of drivable vehicle sort of things on it. But they all look vintage, and their vehicle looks a lot more like the one from the Jolies. My titles, hashtag Daddy+Daughter Shenanigans, because, I found a time to use that word, and I love that word on the layout. So, yeah, it is going on here. I didn't put adhesive behind my tile letters when I cut them so that they'd just be in there easier and not be trying to stick together because I did cut them out. And because one time you just put that die on there and perfectly they cut out. And so I mounted them on black cardstock and some foam tape since I knew I wanted it to go right above the Shenanigans. And I sure hope I spelled it right. I can't see from my hands. But I do know how to spell it. But you know how you go to do it and you forget a letter because it's so slow. You're cutting them out and everything. And I needed 3 ends on there. So I had to cut that one out 3 times. But here's the map. And I want to make sure, the words are up correctly. And I'm going to use the other part up there, that other triangle on the top, because if I put it on the one down at the bottom, the words wouldn't have been quite as straight looking. So it is going to go on the top one. And here's my cell phone. I do have another cell phone, but this one is my favorite. And I did consider using the other one but it was bigger, is why I didn't want to use it. Because it has those icons and stuff to go on there. But I thought, man, it will not go with my paper. If I'm going to use this paper, I need more of one that is more plain Jane. I'm going ahead and putting this on here. And the back side of that matte paper has planes, and I fussy cut a bunch out, but I did not need any for this. However, I was really wishing I could find a place for it. I considered the top triangle, but since there is no plane on the photo, nothing to do with the plane on the photo, I didn't use it, even though I wanted to. I didn't fussy cut them today, though. They were just already sitting there cut. And the Jolies had this lunch right here, and I am going to use the map up there at the top with the sign. Oh, and here, those glasses, they're sunglasses. He wears sunglasses all the time, and they were stuck. You barely touched anything. It came off the release sheet, but it turned around and stuck to everything else. And so I had to clean that. So it took me a second. I had to get wet a paper towel and clean the stop sign, but it worked. It got cleaned off of there. Of course, I do have to use liquid glue now. And my glasses went ahead and still stuck over there, so I was pretty proud of that. I wanted to add these chevrons here just to fill in this little spot. I thought about putting it right by the Shenanigans, but I thought, man, I really want to put them over there on the white spot so they'll show up even better. So yeah, they're going right there. And I think, I am going to put some splatters, and then I will be done with the layout. And I was thinking about that I forgot this part. When stuff stuck to this, it tore the top layer off the silver part of the rack up there. I'm just taking a silver pen and filling it in. And yeah, now my splatters, and that's a Heidi swap. And I was watching something on the video on the TV, and I was shaking it and shook it way too long, and it's all bubbly inside. Oh my goodness, it was hard to sprinkle because all the bubbles wanted to stick to the splatter sticky thing there, the sprayer stick. I think that's what it's called. Maybe that's what it's called. But anyway, they wanted to stick to it, so I was having a hard time flipping them off of there. But that's it. That's my layout. It was a great sketch to use triangles on here. And I had a hard time deciding which paper, because the one I wanted was directional. I got to pick something that's not directional since I'm going to have them going 3 different ways. And then I seen this one. I thought, that'll go with the shirt. It looks kind of masculine. And so, yeah, I'm going to use it. But be sure to check out down there below for the playlist to see what everybody else did with Francis's sketch, and see how creative they were in using triangles on their layout. And there's my HUD with the map behind it. And yeah, I love that map. It's just so vintage looking. Well, this whole collection is. I really like the colors. And here's the hamburger, and looks like a pudding cup. No drink, a pudding cup instead. Like I said, this is a very old set of Jolie's. And there's a sign and the road map. And as you can tell, a little bit more of the map. But I want to thank you all so very, very much for joining me while I created my layout today. I had a lot of fun making it, and I love that I got this picture scrap because they are just a couple of characters. But have a happy scrappy day. Bye.